So let's look at deductive and inductive research. Okay. So deductive research is actually a research which moves from general ideas or theories to specific particular and situation. Okay, the particular is deduced from general, for example, broad theories to a very focused subject. Okay, so a clear theoretical position prior to collection of data. Okay, so that means they will have a very clear theoretical information about this research. Okay, and then this approach offers researchers a relatively easy and systematic way of testing established ideas on a range of people. So it will form a very systematic way of research by focusing on some of very specific group study. Okay, and then inductive is actually a research moves from particular situations to make or infer broad general ideas or theory. Okay, so the data that you have from the inductive research, okay, will be compared with the theoretical theory, okay, the theoretical data. Okay, and then this approach might lead you to arrive at a new definition of the word, or it might not. Okay, so this approach can be very time consuming because it's from a very focused area to get a very broad idea. So that means you need to get more data on the ideas. Okay, so this approach can be very time consuming, but the reward might be in terms of arriving at a fresh way of looking at the subject, because you're going to have a very large sample. Okay, so probably you will have a new results, okay, or a new interpretation of looking that focused subject. Okay, right. So, for example, if you want to learn what the word professional meant to a range of people, okay, if you are doing deductive research, okay, for sure you have professional definition. For example, you have the theoretical of professional definition. You have several definition of professional according to the books or the professional body or literature. That is a very definition is already been established. Okay, so you have the definition of professional, which is already been established. Okay, you have the first definition, 2 definition, 3 definition 4. Okay, from various bodies or references. Okay, and then you want to ask the definition on a range of people using a questionnaire, structured interviews, or group discussion. Okay, so that means you want to do some research to a very specific group of people. Okay, so you choose the group of people, and then carefully select a sample of people on the basis of age, gender, and occupation. Okay, and then you get data. The data gathered could then be collated and the result analyzed and presented. Okay, what does the people agrees, okay, on the definition of the professional definition? Do they agree with definition 1, definition 2, or definition 3? So they will have a very specific results. Okay, if you do inductive research, Okay, you need to start survey to a range of people asking for their ideas and definition of professional. So you need to start from, you have the word professional, but you need to start doing research by having a very large community. Okay, there is no, you don't choose several groups of people, okay, but you just ask randomly in the community. Okay, assemble the common elements and then start to compare this with definitions gained from the professional association. Okay, and then after you have their thoughts of what definition of the professional, okay, so and then you compare their definition that they think what is professional it is, okay, then compare with the definition that have been established by some association or body, okay, and then data gathered could then be collated and the result analyzed and presented. Okay, the result get from this inductive study, because you are asking a very large group of people, okay, in the community. Okay, so it may have, okay, a new definition of professional because they are expressing their thoughts of what is definition of the professional, right? Okay, so it might have a new terms or definition of professional that have been suggested by the community or the sample. Okay, right. So let's look at methodology versus method. What is the methodology and what is method? Okay, so because we are learning about research methodology, right? Okay, so what is the term methodology and what is the term method? Okay, do you know about what is the difference between them? Okay, let's look at this. So the term methodology refers to the overall approaches and perspective to the research process as a whole and is concerned with the following main issues. Okay, why do you collect the data? What data do you collect? Okay, and then what do you collect the data? Where do you collect the data? Okay, and then how you collect and analyze the data. So this methodology is actually the whole process of the research. Okay, the overall approaches and perspective on the research. Okay, so you are explaining how do you want to carry out the research. Okay, so you need to identify why, the three why and one H. Okay, the why, what, where. Why do you collect the certain data? Okay, you need to identify what data that you want to collect. Okay, what data do you, why you collect it, and what data that you want to collect, where do you want to collect it, and then how you collect and analyze the data. So it explaining the whole process of the research. Okay, a research method refers only to the various specific tools or way to collect the analyzed data. For example, okay, this one is actually the explanation of the method you want to do or you want to apply to get the data. What is the method? Using questionnaire, interview, checklist, data analysis, software, and so on. So you need to identify what method to actually carry out the method, the research. Okay, so or doing some, what is the method of wastewater analysis. Okay, for example, what is the method of doing COD? So you need to explain the method. Okay, how to do the COD measurement, for example, for the wastewater analysis. Okay, so that is the difference between methodology and method. Okay, this is a major stages of doing a research. Okay, a researcher or investigator goes through 4 major stages of work. Okay, for the first work that you need to do before you do research. Okay, so you need to prepare a research proposal. Okay, so before you carry out the work for a research, you need to prepare a proposal. Okay, and then secondly, to organize and conducting research, so you need to do the research. Okay, for example, if you do some lab research on by doing experiments, so you need to go to the lab and then do the experiments. If you do some research doing survey, so you need to do the questionnaire and do the survey. So this is the second one, okay, which is organizing and conducting the research. Okay, the third one is, okay, do the writing of a research report. So after you get data from the second activities, so you need to do the analysis of the data. Okay, you need to analyze the data. Okay, and then you interpret the data, and then you need to write, okay, your research outcomes, okay, in a report. So in the report, okay, so you have a very clear structure of the report. Okay, so you need to follow. Okay, and then the fourth one is actually evaluating the research. Okay, so after you do the research report, and then you evaluate your research whether you need to have further study or not. Okay, you need to do some recommendations to further the study. Okay, what you get from your research and so on. Okay, in this course, okay, we are going to prepare, okay, we're going to emphasize of doing the research proposal. So that's all for today. If you have any question, so you can contact me, okay, or just leave some comment or in the forum, okay, and then I will try to answer your question. So that's all for today. Thank you very much everyone for listening. So all the best. Thank you.